I know a girl, and Donna was her name. Oh, Donna. What's going on, Jerome's? Oh, happy Wednesday. Happy hump day out there to those who celebrate. It's beautiful birds chirping stuff. I don't know. Time for another Vikings news up. He sees you when you're pooping. That's right. I had a poop anecdote, but no, I'll save it. So the question is, or was yesterday, who's going to start on Thursday for the Minnesota Fighting Vikings? Of course, it's going to be Carson Wentz. Everyone kind of knew, right? But it is what it is. Also, 10,000 takes point out, Carson Wentz hasn't won a game since Minnesota's pheasant hunting opener. It's kind of fair. This is so pheasant hunting opener was on October 11th. So it was right before the Vikings bye. So he was out there in the fields. Out here in the fields, I fight for my meals. But you would think that, hey, I'm really good at shotgunning these little birds. I should be able to do this against the Eagles. Not so much. Anyways, Carson Wentz is indeed going to be the starter Thursday night. Short week out in L.A. against the Chargers. Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who's not. Carl Gerb-Schmidt. Carson Wentz will start Thursday. Kevin O'Connell confirms. JJ McCarthy had an on-field workout this morning, but is just not there. Maybe it would have been in the game if the game was Sunday. So I feel like that's almost like yeah, okay, little fella. We'll see. But I don't know. So high ankle sprain against the Falcons. He played in the fourth quarter with it. And he's missed 1, 2, 3, 4. This is game number 5 that he's missing. So we're approaching 6 weeks. I understand that all high ankle sprains are different. McCarthy's was pretty severe, also to his plant foot. But you also got to think, too. So McCarthy, by all accounts, played through the high ankle sprain the fourth quarter. Or even like a quarter and a half, right? And you got to wonder, did him playing on this, being too tough for his own good, and Kevin O'Connell's decision to leave him in the game, did this make the injury worse? And did this turn this from a 3 to 4 week injury, 2 to 4 weeks, to a 4 to 6, perhaps even longer injury, right? And still not buying the whole soft benching narrative, but it's tough, man. It's tough because at first, he commended him on the toughness, but this is not like the Donovan Jackson completely torn ligament in the wrist where he couldn't really make the injury worse before he had surgery. You can certainly make a high ankle sprain worse. So, I don't know. Yeah. But Kevin O'Connell talked extensively about the decision with JJ McCarthy because on one hand, it's frustrating because you want to see your guy on the field. On the other hand, I get why Kevin O'Connell's been cautious about this because the O'Connell regime has been very cautious with injuries. And you want to put it in a spot where McCarthy can move, he can slide in the pocket, he can protect himself. And also, that plant foot affects mechanics, that affects accuracy, that affects power and torque. So there's a lot of things because they could rush him onto the field and he could look bad, and that could basically completely torpedo how fans feel about JJ McCarthy and his prospects going forward. Also, could go back to Carson Wentz, right? So I get it. On the other hand, come on, man. We got a season to save. But Gessling, Strib, Kevin O'Connell said the Vikings put JJ McCarthy through an on-field workout this morning, but he's just not there. I'm already there. For a Thursday game, O'Connell said it'll be Carson Wentz starting on Thursday night with Max Brosmer as a backup. We're not talking enough about Brosmer is one play away from being, he's the man. Obviously not wishing injury on Carson Wentz, but say Carson Wentz got disqualified for fighting, and then Max Brosmer goes in and chucks that pill for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. I would just love the discourse on Twitter.com. If that happened, man. Yeah. McCarthy could have a shot next week. If he doesn't, I'm going to take a shot at something. What do the Vikings still need to see from McCarthy? O'Connell, it's been in some of the movements, reactionary movements within the pocket, being able to use his athleticism to protect himself in the pocket. And then as he's able to work through progressions, I feel really good about the work we've done on his foundation, like his charity, of his fundamentals. That's been pretty evident through the work that he's done, and he's really been a been a commitment to doing that. It's really just about, hey, there's maybe a guy that gets edged, and I don't really know about the movement I'm going to have to make. That's where he still feels it. He doesn't have the ability to do that pain-free. We obviously risk setting him back. Can't do it pain-free. Yeah, how's Jackson Dart feeling? But he's still out there making plays, man. Which would be very, very unfortunate with the time lost already, but also giving him the best chance to go out there and have success is ultimately what we're looking for. So there you go. And he continued. Kyle said that if this was Sunday, McCarthy could have a chance to push through and try to play, but the Vikings didn't want to push it for a Thursday. Now it's not going to need to be something where he's 130%. Kind of seems like it. Also, the whole McCarthy could have a chance to push through and try to play. I feel like that's sort of portraying your quarterback as a pansy, which is no bueno with the fan base, man. McCarthy's already said that he, last Wednesday, that he would play if it was up to him. So clearly it's not up to him. So I don't know, man. Plus we've seen McCarthy gut through injuries before, so this is not his choice, apparently. But the wordage and verbiage and phrasing is important here. Now, and again, McCarthy coming out and balling just will completely make everything better. My God. Quite honestly, with this kind of injury, he's got to work through some of that here late in the rehab stages, but it's about his effectiveness and his ability to go out and do his job for 60 minutes without having any setbacks or making his job more difficult than it has to be. So hopefully that will be the case, and hopefully this ankle issue, just like the knee issue, will be put behind us, and we'll have our future franchise quarterback. And then everyone can shut the hell up about Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones and Aaron Rodgers. They'll have peace in the Middle East. It'll be great. Tommy Kramer, 9-on-9. It's nice to see Darnold and Jones playing well. The Vikings did the right thing. JJ is going to be a great NFL quarterback. Need to get our line healthy and JJ some reps. He has a lot to learn. It's going to take some time. Little grit in the middle. But I highly doubt Tommy Kramer knows who Jimmy Eat World is. But it will be worth it. I can just see it now. So a lot of fans are impatient. I'm starting to get there too. Not quite there. All right. But you can just see it. J.J. McCarthy, Jonathan James McCarthy, doesn't work out here in Minnesota. Vikings go a different direction. And then all of a sudden he catches on somewhere else and they let him play and he develops, gets some reps in. And just like Darnold and the Jets, and Daniel Jones and the Giants, and Stafford and the Lions, and Goof and the Rams, and Baker and the Browns. A quarterback, highly touted quarterback, goes somewhere else after his first stop didn't work out for whatever reason, and then has much success, great success. I could just see that. Where would he go? No, not there. Not there. I'll say that, this would be a good one. So McCarthy replaces Stafford with the Rams. And McVay and Stafford do what, McVay and McCarthy do, the Mick brothers, do what Kevin O'Connell and McCarthy were supposed to do. And it is just a reign of terror of a dozen straight Jerome Bardys for the Rams and their 6 fans. Hey, yeah. The Rams have more fans in St. Louis than LA, by the way, but I shouldn't manifest that. But also, I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. So, I don't know. Injury report. So the Vikings held a walkthrough on Tuesday. Designations come Wednesday. Ham and O'Neal DNP'd 2 days in a row. I wouldn't read too much into it unless they have a designation on Wednesday. Probably just veteran rest. McCarthy, Xavier Scott, AVG limited. Carson Wentz returned to full. TID Jackson good to go. Also, Aaron Jones, come on down, was a limited participant in practice as well. There's also talk that he could return as soon as this Thursday for the Chargers game, and would love to see that. We just did the Sopranos thing. Don't stop. It's like 5 songs we've sung today. In a good mood. So Aaron Jones, Tom Pelissero, NFL Network. The Vikings are opening Aaron Jones' 21-day practice window, and he potentially could play as soon as Thursday night versus the Chargers. Now, Jones, I mean, you almost forgot about Jones, you know? But Jones had a career high in rushing yards last year. He's still one of the best receiving running backs in the game. I think he'll greatly help in the Vikings' red zone offense. Just more explosiveness, more weapons. He did catch J.J. McCarthy's second career touchdown pass against the Bears during the comeback. And even though Aaron Jones is going to be back, Jordan Mason still needs to be the early down bell cow back between the tackles, man. Just law and order. All right, so Mason needs to remain running back one. Like, if there's drives that just start out with Aaron Jones diving up the middle, ain't about that. No. Use Aaron Jones as a satellite player, scat back, receiving back, outside the numbers. Use his speed, use his smarts, use everything, right? And Jordan Mason needs to remain in the picture. I feel like Mason's going to go for 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns this year, hopefully. Also, no transition, but there could be a change at the center position again, as Ryan Kelly is on IR with a concussion. Sean Borman, sounds like both Michael Juergens and Blake Brandel will take reps at center this week, with O'Connell saying they'll choose the best lineup for Thursday. Now, Juergens has filled in a couple starts in there for Ryan Kelly. He's been eyed. But Blake Brandel, after his good game against the Browns, against the Eagles, 6 pressures, 1 sack, 1 penalty wiped out the Jalen Naylor touchdown. Very ticky-tacky. Yes. Quick pressure led to the pick 6, 35.6 PFF pass block grade, which is not good, which is 29th out of 32 qualifying centers. Other than that, good to go. So more shifting along the offensive line, but could be a good change. And hopefully Ryan Kelly will return week 10 against the Ravens. Also, so the defense was bad. Well, the defense wasn't terrible, except for the big-time plays that resulted in touchdowns or ending of the game, right? And as we said, it was the correct strategy at the time. Load the box against Saquon and make Jalen Hurts beat you, and then he beat you. It is what it is. But the Vikings defense will still be good to go. They're still 4th in the league in terms of expected points added per play. Negative .069. Damn good time. Really good. Also, coverage-wise, even though the Vikings just got shredded for a perfect game by Jalen Hurts, which really does hurt, the Vikings are still 3rd in defensive pass EPA per dropback at 0.1. Got the Wes Phillips action. Vikings still primarily playing a lot of cover 2 shell. So take away the big plays, rally tackle underneath, and go from there. And be able to get pressure on the quarterback, which we need it. And, yeah, the Chargers probably going to jump Joe Alt back, but we're bringing that heat, man. That's right. And also remember, the Chargers are wearing their navy throwbacks, which is kind of good. I mean, these are super clean, super mean, and I'm really sad that we have to completely ruin these uniforms. Kind of like how the Vikings never play good wearing the Bud throwbacks. The Vikings are going to drop the full-on Darjeeling blend teabag on the Chargers, and it's going to be glorious. It's going to be a good time, man. Anyways, that's it. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. You guys are the absolute best you know what to do. Skol production value.